Today we continue with our class Women's Guide to Practical Halachah. And we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and big topic is the same, which is toilets for the subject's benefit. And today's topic, harmony students. So we continue with this topic when a teacher is obligated to help the students. So he has to discuss his behavior with other people, maybe with his parents, with his peers, maybe with the head of the school. Okay, so let's see. Finally, the teacher must be careful not to cause his student undue harm. Halachah permits a teacher to strike a child for educational purposes. An embarrassment might also be justified if it is for the student's benefit. The Talmud says that striking one's older child is prohibited as it may incite him to hit back. Okay, so let's stop here. So the halakha is, did we learn it? I don't remember if we learned in this class Hilchas Talmud Torah. I think we did, but no guarantee. I'm not sure. In one class we did cover the Hilchas Talmud Torah. I think we did, but okay. So it says that it's proper for a Rabbi to hit the children. Why? Because it's that they would be scared and what they would pay attention. Of course, it's not because of the anger and not because he hates the children, but for them a little, not to hurt them, but a little, right? And it's very interesting. So it says the Talmud says it is prohibited to hit your own children. Of course, it is allowed, right? Maybe not recommended in nowadays, but in older days for sure, it was allowed. And today is not allowed because of course because of the government, but the main point is not going to work. So children are very brazen. It's not going to bring the desired results. That's the main point why we don't hit the children, right? But it says in the Talmud, do not hit your older child, right? So maybe when he was little, she was little, you were hitting them and spank them a little, but now when you hit and they become bigger, so they can hit you back. So it's like you're provoking them. That's why it says absolutely forbidden. However, in today's era, brazenness, corporal punishment, even in early childhood, often teaches violence rather than discipline. So children take it wrong way. And must be carefully evaluated. Verbal abuse by a teacher can have a decidedly negative effect on his student and may undermine all of the efforts at the education of the students regarding Shmiras Lashon. Also, some people try to denigrate, humiliate the students. Everybody's laughing. No, not right. So is it going to help? Maybe yes, maybe no. So we work with people that somebody from adults, teacher insult them in the third grade. So the lady is 40 plus years old. She remembers what her teacher told her when she was in third grade. It's not normal. It's not normal to remember all of these things, but people do remember. So this teacher must be careful. So teacher, of course, does not remember what is the names of these things, but this poor lady, she still remembers and she suffers from that. So we're trying to help her, but it's not so simple. All right. Continue. In any situation when embarrassment or physical punishment might result from the teacher relating the student's problem to others, he may do so only if the consequences are necessary for the student growth and development. Okay, so let's finish and then we explain. As mentioned above, day 26, teacher must also bear in mind long-term effects of relating or recording negative information about the student. So let's do from the beginning. We explain. In any situation where embarrassment or physical punishment might result from a teacher's relating student's problem to others, right? So embarrassment meaning some people they cannot keep secrets and they would tell everybody about the students. right? He may do so only if the consequences are necessary for the student growth and development. So that's a very thin line the way I see it. It's not so simple to calculate. Is it going to help him, or is it going to ruin that person more, this child? Okay. As mentioned above, teacher must also bear in mind long-term effects of relating or recording negative information about the sin. So this record is going to travel with the students from school to school, and it's a new child. They just know the name, and they see the record, and they see this negative comment. So in many times, because of the one negative comment that teacher in his anger put in this child record, it's going to ruin the child's life. So we have to be careful, very careful. Think many times before you put any negative records. So maybe it was one time, maybe he had a tough time in the house. You don't know what's going on, right? So he behaved like this for a week, for a month, but maybe he changed after that. Gotta be careful. Stop here. Okay, so we continue with our book, close to the end, believe it or not. And next topic is very interesting, as usual. And topic is Maaser, obligation. There is a commandment in the Torah to give Maaser 10% of one's crops to the poor, and the third in a turn of the 6 years of the 7th year Shemitah cycle. We also find the concept of giving Maaser from other earnings in incidents concerning Abraham Avinu and Yaakov Avinu. Okay, so let's do from the beginning, and we're going to explain. There is commandment in the Torah to give Maaser 10% of the crops to the poor in the third and the 7th year Shemitah cycle. So actually the Halachah is that first you say you take Truma, right? You give Truma to coin, which is approximately 2%. Then you take from your produce. It's only from these 5 grains, from wine and from oil. That's it, right? From wine and from oil. So you take 2%. Then you take Maaser Rishon, which is 10%. You give it to Leib, and from that 10% that you gave, from that amount, from you for you 10% for Leib, from that amount he gives 10% to coin through Maaser, and then in the 3rd and 6th year you give to poor, right? And in a first and in a 2nd and 4th and 5th year, right? You take this money. It's also 10%. So it's 2, 10, and 10, right? And this 10% you take the produce, right? Or this produce, or you can exchange it for money, and you go to Yerushalayim and eat there, or buy food and drink whatever you like in Yerushalayim, right? But this 10%, now we're talking about only 3rd and 6th year that you give to poor. Okay. We also find we calculate a 7th year cycle. On a Shemitah year, you don't give anything to anybody. Why? Because the whole produce belongs to everybody, all of the Jews. So somebody recently asked me, it's only to the Jews. So Muhammad cannot just come and start taking things. No, that belongs to him. It belongs to the Jews. Okay. So continue. We also find the concept given Maaser from other earnings, an incident concerning Abraham Avinu. So Abraham Avinu, that's a famous story that he gave to Tzedakah after the war with these 4 kings, 4 kings against 5 kings, and he gave this 10% from all of the spoils. Yaakov Avinu also gave. Okay. So, and they did not give from the crops. They give from the money from other possessions. Continue. There are varying opinions as to obligation for men and women to give Maaser from their portion to Tzedakah charity. Okay. Some feel that it is also Torah obligation, and some feel it is rabbinic, and the other feel it is merely custom. The Halachah follows the opinion that it's custom. It's actually Igros Moshe. Okay. However, this should not downplay the importance of the special mitzvah, as it is the most preferred way to fulfill the mitzvah of giving tzedakah. Okay, so let's read from the beginning, and we're going to explain what it says here. So again, biblically, as we said, it's Torah says only as we explained, not from money, but from this privacy, as we said. Continue. From the beginning, there are various opinions as to whether obligation for men and women to give Maaser from their profits to tzedakah charity. Okay. So, and of course, the Halachah is different from for women. Why is that? Even though of course, it applies to women because it's not time specific. She can give tzedakah at night, in the morning, in whatever she wants, right? So there is no specific time when she's obligated to give tzedakah. On one hand, on another hand, if she's a married woman, so that's a different how, because all of the money that she has that actually belongs to her husband. Only unless they have like special arrangement, then that he's not obligated to support her. If he mentioned in the ksuba, or they have some kind of rider to the ksuba, and they stipulate that he's not obligated. So she said, I release him from obligation to support me. And she makes her own money. Yeah, she can keep the money and use the way she wants. But if there is no such a stipulation, so all of the money belongs to a husband, to a man, even though if she works. So he goes to college, he makes $500 a month, and she works and makes $150,000 a year, right? So all of the money belongs to him. So she would not be obligated. She would not be allowed to give tzedakah unless he permits. So if it's known that he is a greedy person, she would not be allowed. It's very interesting. So of course, if she's a single woman, she can do whatever she wants, right? If she's a widow or divorcee, of course, she's a boss. Okay. So continue. Some feel that it is also Torah obligation, and some feel it is rabbinic. Others feel it is merely custom. I'm not sure why would somebody say it's Torah obligation. Tell the truth, I do not know. I would like to see the explanation. Of course, there are big people that standing behind it, but I'm not sure why is it Torah obligation. Meaning, we're talking about money, right? Halachah follows the opinion there is a custom, right? So we said it's Avas Chesed and Igros Moshe. Okay, so it's custom. However, they should not downplay the importance of the special mitzvah, as it is the most preferred way of fulfilling the mitzvah of tzedakah. So basically, we're going to I just want to see. Okay, so he's not going to go. I think I didn't. At least I did not see. So the minimum of tzedakah according to the Torah level would be 1/3 of a shekel. So it gives in grams in silver. So it's once did calculation. So maybe it's like in American dollars, maybe $3, $4, maybe I don't know how much is silver now. But let's say even $4 or $5. I don't think so, but let's say a year. So that's minimum obligation according to the Torah. That's why in the Shiur we have pushka, all of this, right, where you put like even change. So even if you put the change, maybe in smallest coin, yeah, maybe even the smallest coin, if you go there every day, so for sure by the end of the year you will fulfill your minimum Torah obligation. Okay, so 10% is not Torah obligation, and 15% also. Okay, continue. Okay, next part. So of course we take it seriously. We don't say just because it's custom we don't do it. Okay, I mean, but we have to know what is halacha and what is a custom, what is biblical, what is rabbinical. We still do it anyway, but in the case of the need, we must differentiate. Continue. 3 times can constitute a neder. In addition, if one gives maaser 3 times, it automatically becomes a neder, a vow, upon her, and she would now be obligated to continue giving maaser. It's not only with tzedakah, but with everything, right? But since we're on the topic of tzedakah, so if let's say this woman or man gives tzedakah to some organization 3 times, right, without any stipulation, without anything, right? If we say bli neder, I'm selling your tzedakah and bli neder next month, meaning bli neder meaning without obligation. Maybe I'm going to send, maybe I'm going to change my mind, right? That's what bli neder means. So and it's proper, absolutely proper. Always before you're doing things, you say bli neder. I'm free to stop whatever I want. I don't want it to be a neder. So neder is like obligation. So if a woman gives tzedakah, let's say every Friday it's proper for a woman to give tzedakah before the lighting of the candles, right? Of course, it's in Kyol Pushka, whatever. She puts $2, $5, $20, whatever she wants, right? And then she can distribute any way she wants, right? But if she would do like three Shabbos, like Friday nights in a row, so she must continue doing this. Otherwise, she would need to nullify this promise, right? So actually, Rosh Hashanah is coming, and it's custom. The morning on Erev Rosh Hashanah do Hataras Nedarim, meaning nullification of the vows. Sephardim do actually twice a year. Twice a year, I think they do. We have to check. Maybe beginning of the Elul, maybe on Rosh Chodesh Elul, like 40 days before, and then 40 days before Rosh Hashanah. Or maybe they already did it. I'm not sure. So, but at least twice a year. Once, I think 40 days, but I don't remember 40 days before Rosh Hashanah or 40 days before Yom Kippur. I would assume Rosh Hashanah. Okay. But Ashkenazim do only once in Erev Rosh Hashanah. Continue. But again, 3 times you did it, you're obligated. Continue. Keeping track on one's earnings. It is important for a person to keep careful computation of how much money she earns in order to give the proper amount of maaser. However, if tell you what. So if you have a paycheck, steady job, every check is the same. It's easy calculation. But I had a student, and he was like self-employed, and he did like a handyman. So it was not such an easy thing for him to keep up all of these expenses. I'm not sure what he did for his tax returns, but to keep expenses, then he bought these supplies and that supplies, like this material, that material that he did not use completely. This partially he had to partially return. It was not easy, right? I think the way I see it, that's what I told him 7 times. I'm not sure if he listened or not. That's a different story. But if he would do like a job by job, it would be very easy, right? So you finish your job, you bought this material, that material, you earn so much, you spend so much for gas, for this and that, and insurance. Like, of course, you can deduct all of these things because that's your expenses to make business. But otherwise, yeah, we will have to calculate 10%. For people with a paycheck, it's simple. every month how much you're going to get. That's good. Good meaning simple. Okay, so we have to be very careful. However, in the event that she lost track of how much money she owes to Maaser, or she simply forgot to keep the ledger of the amount she earned, she should give Tzedakah an amount that she is sure would cover Maaser that she has earned. Shevet Halevi and Igras Moshe. So that's meaning what? That we go by the minimum, like minimum that she would be required. No, actually, yes. No, it's not the minimum. I apologize. One more time. However, in the event that she lost track how much money she owes to Maaser, or she simply forgot to keep the ledger of the amount she earned, she would give Tzedakah amount that she is sure that would cover Maaser of what she has earned. So it's not minimum, it's actually maximum. Like, right. So maximum amount, so like that she should. So it's proper, of course, to keep the ledger, but for self-employed people, it's not such easy thing. Okay, continue. Maaser from profit. Maaser must be given from any profit a person receives. This includes not only earnings from work, but also tips, finding lost money, and inheritance. Just want to quickly check the sources. Okay, so basically, Maaser must be paid from profit. So profit if somebody give you a gift, right? Your I don't know, mother gave you $200, let's say, right? You have to. It's your earnings. That doesn't. Of course, it's gift. It's yours. But from this, you have to take a gift to Maaser. Of course, anything as this he said, tips. Finding lost money and other inheritance. Continue. Maaser from gifts. Okay, here we go. Monetary gifts. One who receives monetary gifts must give Maaser from the amount she received. So that's simple. However, if the money was given to her on a condition that Maaser is not be taken, she may not have to give. Any of the money to Maaser. However, she has other money and can afford it. It is commendable if she does give Maaser in amount due to the monetary gift. Okay. So let's read this situation one more time and we explain. So if somebody give you a gift of money without any conditions, so of course you must give Maaser. Maaser, just so you know, it's 10%. However, if the money was given to her on a condition that Maaser not be taken, so what could it be? It's simple, right? If parent give a child money, so they already took all the Maaser, so it's clean money. So they're not children not obligated, and even though not only not obligated, but not allowed to take Maaser. Because why? Because now they would need more money. They would go back to parents, and that's not what parents want. You understand? So that's also not proper. So one more time, however, the money was given to her on condition Maaser not be taken. So these people already took the Maaser, as we just explained. She may not have to give any of that money to Maaser, period. But it says, okay, well, they can say whatever they want. But she received this gift. However, if she has other money and she can afford it, it's commendable, not obligated, but commendable, if she does give Maaser in amount due to the monetary gift. Okay, that's simple. Continue. This is relevant when receive money gift from parents. Right? Okay. Many times the money is intended to specific tuition, rent, etc. And it's tantamount to being given on condition that Maaser is not to be separated. In such case, there is no obligation to Maaser. So child is learning somewhere, right? That they try to live separate, right? You give them money for a rent. Now they're going to give from this money that your last money that you gave them. They try to give tzedakah. Okay, they try to be righteous and you expense. That's not how it works. That's when parents give money, so you're not obligated to, you're not allowed even to take maaser from that money, unless it's a huge amount and they would not care. Okay. Continue. Other gifts. Upon receiving an object of the gift, a custom to follow the opinion that one need not give maaser from the value of the money received. But some people, some righteous people, they would give anyway. I guess if they so some gifts, there are two different kinds of gifts. One kind of gift that you would buy it yourself, but somebody heard that you want it, you need it, and they bought it for you. So in this case, it would be proper to give, right? But if somebody gave you something that you do not need, so like you got stuck with this gift, so in this case, don't give for sure. Okay, but custom from gift, don't give. From gifts. From object as a gift, don't give maaser. Okay, so meaning not obligated, but if you want, commendable. Any questions on what we said? Because a lot of material.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead.
So what if the gift, the item that the person receives from another person is like a very expensive one? I don't know, let's say someone gives you a car, something like that. So what are you supposed to do? Because you want to give maaser from this gift.
No, as we said, the tradition is the custom. Custom is we don't give maaser. But if somebody wants to be extra righteous and he wanted this car and he can afford to give maaser, yeah, it's proper to give. But if he cannot, like somebody you had a rusty bicycle and somebody give you a car and you could not afford to replace the chain, so of course you're not going to give anything from that gift. You understand? So that's the thing. Again, it's a custom not to do it, but from experience of our big tzaddikim, they actually did give. Again, if you would buy it yourself. So if you buy it yourself, somebody save you money, that's a different thing. But otherwise, not obligated. Okay. Any other questions before we continue? Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
What's the age the person has to start giving maaser?
As soon as he has his independent money. So as we said, when for example, person gives a child from the age of Chinuch. Chinuch is 5, 6, 7 years old, depends on the child, right? So a person gives a child few dollars, let's say a week, and it's in order to train the child to give tzedakah. So that doesn't have to be 10%. It could be less than 10%, but to train a child in the mitzvahs. So because that's what they want. But otherwise, like if child does not have his own money, and parents give them for specific purposes, he's not allowed to give to this maaser. So the parents gave him to buy lunch. Exactly, they know how much lunch costs. Exactly, they give him money. Now he gave 10%, and he cannot afford the lunch. So like who needs that? Yeah, you understand? That's and because why? Because it's not their money. They did not earn this money, this child, and parents already separated maaser. That's the thing. But if a child started working and making his own money, yes, he would be obligated. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. Anything? Okay, continue. Same topic. Deducting expenses. So here we go. As mentioned, maaser must be taken from one's earnings. However, expenses incurred in order to make those earnings are deducted from the total before maaser accounting is made. For example, if woman is a teacher and paid salary at the end of the month, but spends money on gas, tolls, supplies, taxes, and even a babysitter to watch her child while she works, she would deduct those expenses from her Maaser obligation. If the salary is $2,000 per month, but she has work-related expense of $400 each month, she must give $160 to Maaser. Okay, not 200. Okay, so we take 2,000 that she made, minus 400, and it expense, we count what is gas, tolls, and supplies, taxes, babysitter, all these things that she needs to spend in order to make this money. So of course, government would not allow you to deduct these things. Of course, I mean, from this list, nothing. I think gas, tolls. I mean, unless somebody is self-employed, they would allow to gas and tolls, so supplies, yes, but otherwise, no. Okay. Okay, so we give Maaser again from after expense. So some people, honestly, I heard a few times that people say so that they pay the mortgage, they pay this, that, and from whatever left is usually is in a negative. They try to give like $2.50 Maaser. So it's not how it works. So, and I heard many times that people complain and that they cannot, if they give this 10%, they would not be able to finish the month. So Hashem said give, and I'm going to return. And the people say, yeah, it's very nice and it's very like inspiring. And then, like I know a few couples, they never ever in their life they speak so much about Maaser, how they poor, and never ever gave the Maaser, never ever. Very interesting. Okay, so continue. So, but is a sin on a biblical level? As we said, it's not a sin. It's not, right? But they miss the opportunity to get the blessing. That's the thing. Okay, so continue. Maaser recipients. To whom may one give Maaser? The most ideal recipient, Maaser money, is a poor person. If one has a poor relative, the person should be given first. If not, one should give your Maaser money to support poor person who learns Torah. Alternatively, it may be given to a Torah institution where the Torah is studied. If one purchases seats in the fundraising dinner, they may be paid for with Maaser money, but one must deduct the cost of the meal. This is often noted in the invitation. So let's do this piece one more time, and we're going to explain some Maaser recipients. So you must understand that this is very, very simplified representation of the facts. Very, very simplified, because it's only a few pages. So we actually started in my different group complete lots of tzedakah from the beginning. From the beginning with all of the details. So this is only a few pages, but there it's like the whole book. Just so you know, but I'm going to add only necessary information because it's going to be too much. Okay, so one more time. To whom may one give Maaser? The most ideal recipient of Maaser money, poor person. So somebody is in need. Okay. If one has a poor relative, meaning, right, the person should should be given first. But again, so Halachah says it's not so simple. So you cannot just support your poor relative. So how about other poor people? So there is a limit, and it's like calculations how much you can you're allowed to give to poor people in your family, and the rest you have to give to other poor people. Okay. If not, one should give Maaser money to support poor person who learns Torah. So that's always the best. That's the best to give somebody who's learning Torah. Alternatively, it may be given Torah institution when Torah is studied. So to some yeshiva. But I would say, so you give to yeshiva or somebody, right? They would spend money wherever they want, to the secretary, like for a janitor, for toilet paper, for other things, for a clean. Of course, you have to clean the building, you have to fix the roof, and you have to buy supplies. I understand that, but you getting the same reward. I mean, for the supplies. But if you give this poor person who studied Torah directly, that's a different level of the reward. If one purchases seats in a fundraising dinner, they may be paid for with Maaser money. So sometimes, so it's for rich people, Baruch Hashem. So they invited, they charge for a plate. They call for per plate. So it's like $250 per plate, right? So you everybody comes, everybody is undressed, not modest. Okay, you lose the Olam Haba just to be in there, but that's a different story. But they raise money. Right, so one must deduct the cost of the meal. So technically, the cost of the meal. So you usually, as he says, and I also heard it. Of course, nobody ever invite me, Baruch Hashem. I would not come to this money raising event. So they say it's money per plate. Right, is $250, and plus they give speeches and people also donate. So $250 minimum if you just going to attend. And from that amount, it says how much you can the meal is going to cost. So let's say $250 per plate, and meal costs $70. Let's say so. The remaining $70 is going to be per meal, and the rest you can deduct as a Maaser. So even if you don't give anything extra, this money is going to go to this institution. Okay, continue. Next one, Matanos, LaEvyonim, and Maaser funds. So continue. On Purim, there is obligation of Matos LaEvyonim, giving money to two poor people. That money may not be taken from a Maaser, since it is obligatory and independent of Maaser accounting. However, the amount given above the required minimum of Matanos LaEvyonim may be paid from Maaser funds, and that's a very interesting addition. Very interesting addition. So on Purim we have several mitzvahs, and one of the mitzvahs is to give money to poor people, and they say how much money, so he or she can buy some meal. So whatever the minimum amount of meal, so that's what you must give. So let's say it's $5, $4. Let's say a meal that you can buy, some drinks, some this, that. Okay, there's no problem. So this $4, $5 you cannot take from Maaser, but the rest, if you want to give them $500, yeah. So that's already from you can take from Maaser. $5 is like your regular obligation per person, and the rest is could be from Maaser. So there is no contradiction. Why? Because Matanos LaEvyonim is like separate mitzvah. You obligated anyway. So Maaser, you're not obligated. You're doing something extra, and Matanos LaEvyonim is obligation. Continue. So that's this one, the famous one. Tuition from Maaser. Poskim discuss at length, and in that book we discussed like on many pages, at length the possibility of paying tuition from with Maaser. There is a complex topic depending on many variables, and should be discussed with Rav. You see this rabbi copy from Kosher Kitchen. It's not such a simple thing, because why you're obligated to teach your son, but you're obligated to teach your son until 6 years old, right? On one hand, on another hand, you're not obligated to teach your daughters, right? But on another hand, okay, so if you're not going to send them to yeshiva, what are you going to send to public school? So you're not allowed to send it to public school. So basically, you're obligated to send it to yeshiva. But to send it to yeshiva, you have to pay. So it's not such an easy thing. So if possible not to use Maaser money, that's the most proper. At least so for girls is more lenient. Meaning if have no choice to use Maaser money for girls, but for boys it's much more strict, because a person is obligated to educate his son. So if he can do it himself, yeah, let's do it. But if he cannot, so he has to pay somebody, right? So, but you would have to quit work and stuff like that. So of course it's better to pay somebody who knows what he's doing. Continue. Raffle tickets. The poskim debate whether Maaser funds may be used to purchase raffle tickets or for the Chinese auction. Many maintain that they may not be used. However, some poskim state there is that the following calculation may be made. Determine the actual value of the ticket based on the chances of winning and the value of the prize. Any amount paid above the amount is given by the purchaser only because he's going to Tzedakah. Is going to Tzedakah. That amount may be paid from Maaser funds. So let's do it again and we try to understand. So the raffle tickets, so they try to, I get in these emails, try to block them. I don't need money to, like people, they say buy a raffle ticket for $180 and you can you can win $1 million apartment in Yerushalayim. Okay, so Tveria or somewhere. Okay, so let's see. So one more time. So raffle tickets. So of course they buy like at a lottery or something, right? So they sell a lot of tickets, and there are specific gifts. So technically, and they actually tell you like how much is each prize. Like one winner gets apartment in Yerushalayim, another gets car or $50,000. Let's say. So all of these beautiful gifts. So technically, if you know how many tickets they sell and how much all of these gifts cost, so you can do this calculation as he says. But let's see one more time. The poskim debate whether Maaser funds may be used to purchase raffle tickets or for Chinese auction. Okay. Many maintain that they may not be used. I don't remember the logic why they may not be used. I mean, technically they go into tzedakah, but the person is not given because he wants to give tzedakah. The person gives because he wants to win this apartment in Yerushalayim. That's the thing. However, some poskim state that the following calculation may be made. Okay, so here we go, and that's what I heard also. Determine the actual value of the ticket. So you have to. Sometimes they would say how many tickets they're going to sell. So meaning if there is a limited amount of tickets, so you can calculate your chances on winning. So the less tickets, the more probability that you're going to win. So that's the thing, right? So determine the actual value of the ticket. So based on what we said, based on the chances of winning the value of the prize. Okay. Any amount paid above that amount is given by the purchasers only because it is going to tzedakah. That amount may be paid from Maaser funds. I don't know. Okay, so that's are they going to tell you how many tickets they sold? Maybe they're going to tell you. I don't know. If person wins the money in a raffle, she may keep the money even if the ticket was bought using the money from Maaser. Maaser must be taken from the winnings, as for any earnings, and should be preferably given back to this very same organization that awarded the winner. So that's so if a person wins something from this raffle, of course you can keep the money, even if you were allowed to use the Maaser funds. There is no problem whatsoever, right? But it's proper, absolutely proper, like to give this 10%, or 10% is obligated. It's your earnings, monetary, I would say from gift, as we say, maybe not obligated or would be proper to give, to exactly the same organization. They doing it to raise money. Okay, that's very interesting. Of course, as we said, it's like only summary upon the summary. Any questions on what we said? But yeah, go ahead, please.
So regarding the obligation we have to give Maaser to a poor relative, what happens? I mean, do we have to do it regardless of what type of person he is? Because let's say he's an Amaharis or he's a lazy bum, he doesn't want to work or something like that.
No. It's of course, as I said, this book is like summary upon the summary upon the summary. No, so if he's a God-fearing person, so you're obligated to give him. But he has precedence, meaning precedence. That does not mean that you have to support him all the way. You can give some of it, some of your Maaser, but if he's going against Hashem, so now you're giving him money, it's actually enabling you going against Hashem. How is it helping? You understand? So if you're giving money, and then not you, somebody give this bum like on the street money, and then he goes and buy narcotics with that. So whose fault? It's your fault. Or he went and buy vodka or something. Like, whose fault is it? And then he rape somebody. So it's your fault, 100%. So if you want to give to the people like that, this low life, so you give them food, you buy them food, whatever, you buy them rice, you buy them bread, milk, or whatever. So you're not giving money, right? Or he's going to buy cigarettes. I didn't give you money, especially where we live. The pack of cigarettes is like $20. Right? It's crazy amount. So I mean, you can buy a lot of groceries for $20, but he likes cigarettes because of what? Because of you. So what we said is a precedent. So because it says in the verse, it says, and I think it's from last week, Parasha, and give poor that is close to you, then it's in your that is in your town and in your country, in your community, something like that. So that's this precedence is taken from that verse. So if you know that there is a righteous person learning Torah day and night, righteous organization, Beezrat Hashem, so you give to Beezrat Hashem and say to poor relatives, okay, I apologize. You go to work a little. Okay. You understand? So of course we don't judge people if a person able to work, not able to work. So you never know the conditions. So we have unfortunately dealing with a person. So he's maybe early 30s, but like tall guy, the broad shoulder, this athlete or something, right? But he has a back problem, this problem, that problem. So bad back. So he looks very, very healthy, right? But he's very sick. And he can probably even get the disability. I mean, he did not apply for disability, but his disease, he can get disability. So we can cannot judge the other person just looking at him and judge by his age, just because he's in his early 30s. That he can work. No, in this specific case, he cannot work. Of course, he's trying to hide it and he's trying to be a macho man, but we actually know the case firsthand, unfortunately. Okay, go ahead. What else?
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. I was just thinking, how do we handle this dilemma of splitting the money between the relative and Talmid Chacham? Because it's obvious that the reward we're going to get for giving this tzedakah to a Talmid Chacham is going to be much higher. So yes. Would it be vicious if we give more to the Talmid Chacham instead of the relative or something like that? Or?
No, I mean, if he goes against Hashem, so of course, not to give, also an issue, right? Because they said.
Sorry, Rabbi, I forgot to say if the relative, in case the relative is a decent person.
Okay, all right. So that thank you for this. If he's a decent person, so you have to give something. So you cannot. So for example, he knows that you have a steady job, and he's unemployed, and this and that. So of course it's proper to give something. You're not obligated to pay all of his expenses. You understand? Give something, but majority of the money you give to Talmid Chacham, to somebody like who actually help others, like some people you like there's a grocery that I used to pass on my way to work. So like 6:30 in the morning, the guy was standing next to, I don't know, like bombs. I would go back from work. The different guys, one of them was the same. They standing there, they discussing, like talking very loud. I have to go around, like sometimes they were drinking, like empty people, like from I don't know, they work, they did not work. I don't know what they were doing. You understand? So people like that, if somebody have a relative like that, so of course you don't want to give them. But it would look very bad if you don't. So give the minimum of the minimum. That's it. So and it is proper, and it's actually allowed if somebody is pushing you to say, I do not have. But meaning I do not have for you. For you, that's all I have, and I do not have. But for others, of course, I give my life for others. You understand? That's what we do. Okay. Any other questions? Any topics? So I want to stop here, this topic because we finished this, and I don't want to start new one. It's very long. Okay. Any questions on any topic, please? Anyone? Or we going to Daniel? Straight to Daniel. Okay, we go straight to Daniel. Go ahead, Daniel, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. Okay, so switching topics a bit. Why aren't we allowed to ask God to give us a sign?
Why allowed to give a sign? Why would you say that we allowed?
No, sorry. Why are we not allowed to ask God for a sign, for signs?
I'm not sure what do you mean. Can you give like a specific example so it would be for me easier to explain?
Yeah, like asking God for signs. Like for example, okay, God, I don't know what to do here and there. Can you please give me a sign of what to do? Because I heard that this is forbidden. Like the person is not allowed to ask God for signs.
Exactly. That's actually it's one of the sections that I always wanted to learn with somebody, but I never finished. Started a few times, but never finished. It's actually a section of Avodah Zarah in Rambam, and it says that's what the nations. I still have this bookmark like in the middle. In the middle of this section, so it says that's what nations of the world to do, right? They say if I eat, it's from the Talmud, and my mouth bread fell from my mouth, it means this. If a black cat crossed my road, it means this. If I hit my toe, like walking out of the door, left toe or right toe, like all this craziness. So and they try, or if it's going to rain, if the bird is going to deposit on me, that means this or that. So that's all of the craziness of the world, right? So we cannot rely on the signs, and we go by. You see, Hashem told us like clearly what He wants from us in life. And He gave us in our generation, Talmidei Chachamim, who learn Torah and know what Hashem thinks, and who can analyze normal people who can analyze the situation and tell you like rationally what should you do. Of course, it's better to go with that somebody have siyata dishmaya, right? A special assistance from heaven, and you ask that person. You don't need that depend on this hitting your toe. A bird do his deposit on you. You understand? So that's it. So that's and plus people read things like the way they want it. to their advantage. So people can look at one thing and read it totally separate, totally opposite. Why? Because that's they bias. They see whatever they want to see. So, but if you go to Talmid Chacham, he tells it. He analyzes the situation, asks you a question, this and that, and he said that's proper or not proper. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi. So, regarding this same topic, the other day I heard Rob Mizrahi that he mentioned that there's like a special blessing that when the person is absolutely 100% in need to get an answer, he's allowed to make this blessing, like this prayer, a special prayer, and then go read from a random place, so-called random place from a Torah. So I don't know if the Rabbi knows about this issue.
I mean there is a thing. He said I'm going to read from right side of the page, from left side of the. So Chabadniks actually that's what they do. They take and I saw it a few times, like absolutely, and they build their life around this thing. There's books. I'm not sure how many volumes. One I don't want to say it because I do not know, of responses of Lubavitcher Rebbe Zatzal, and they would like open the page or like stick a piece of paper and then open, and in that book. So somebody would send him a letter. Rabbi, I'm writing from England, and this is the situation. What should I do? And then he responds. So based on his response, I'm not sure they say from left side, from right side. I don't want to say because I do not know what they do. So they base their life, build their life based on this random Torah page. I mean, that's not Judaism. You understand? Hashem says clearly what should we do. You go to Talmid Chacham. He tells you. He analyzes your situation and then tells you what to do. I give you example. Very interesting example. Somebody asked me a question, and I thought about it. I consulted Rabbi Reuven Shlita, and he told me exactly that. So it was a serious question. I didn't want to make this decision by myself. I gave the person answer. They thank you very much, and that's it. So now, like maybe 3 weeks later, I don't know, maybe four. I don't know, like not too long ago. So they come with a different question, like even more serious, and they asked me about the previous question. So they already forgot that I gave him the answer. Yeah, you understand? So the person, like not serious person like that, like. Do whatever you wanna. Like, why would you waste my time? You understand? So you go to a rabbi, you ask them a question, and you do, and you get a blessing. And I saw him like few times in my life. Whenever I ask Rabbi Reuven Shlita, whenever I ask for somebody else, and he gives this advice, and he has this the siyata d'shmaya, and without knowing all of the details, he gives me an answer, and I was like dumbfounded because I never told him all of the details. I forgot to tell him, but he like repeats like in his recording me details about the case. He does not know what I'm talking about, and he gives them the answer, and it was exactly as he said, 100%. Some people follow, some people don't, and they're still in that miserable situation. Why? Because they depend on sign. They got the opinion of Rabbi, and they do whatever they want. And I feel very bad for these people because they are anxious and they have anxiety from the day one until I don't know, for forever and ever. Right? Because of what they do. But we have a clear tradition. You go to a rabbi, you ask him a question, he analyzes the situation, you know that he's God-fearing person, he gives you an answer, that's it, you do. You understand? So we don't need these books, we don't need this sign, and this sign does not prove anything. So Rabbi Mizrahi, I know that if he has no choice, but these clowns that I heard a few stories from him that he was trying to argue with, like, there are so many people who are not clowns and who are looking for the truth, and I have many unanswered questions online, like sincere people. So why would they fight with these heretics and try to prove them? Well, what is this Torah thing is not going to work? Is not going to answer his question. Okay, is it if it's going to answer his question, he's going to believe, he's going to start absorbing? Maybe yes, maybe no. Hashem said miracles do not prove anything. People saw Hashem speaking to them in the Mount Sinai, and guess what? A few days later, they went to Golden Calf. So that's we don't need miracles. What we need, what Torah said, Imunat Talmidei Chachamim. Rabbi said we do. That's it. Simple. Okay, that's okay. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. So it's just trust. Again, it's proven. I can testify. Whatever Rabbi Reuven says, Shlita, like all of the time, came true, from A to Z exactly. And one guy, he was annoying me, like he said, yeah, but Rabbi said it did not come. Maybe he did not know. Should I go to somebody else, to this Kabbalist? Somebody can write me Kamea, this clown. Kamea is only $180. I said, Rabbi told you, just wait, do whatever you do, whatever you need to do, work on yourself, learn Torah, be holy, and it's going to come. You understand? So you just have to be patient. Hashem is not going to dance according to our music. He's going to deliver when he's going to deliver. He's not working for us. We are working for him. That's it. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I got more questions, but I don't know if somebody else has.
Okay, let's ask. Somebody else wants to ask a question? Anybody? Okay, so go into Daniel, please. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. So, in regards to this concept of Yisurim, what would be the sin that the person made that would cause him constant pains on his back? Person that suffers a lot from back pains. What would be the sin that caused it?
It could be some specific sin. This back pain, exactly back pain. It could be even from walking to improper places, even, right? Because tell you what, we have a class and we learn this. Yeah, it's all for me also fresh knowledge. So we learning there 613 mitzvahs, and we got yesterday. So it's this class is on Sunday also. So we got to Git Hanasheh. So Git Hanasheh is a sciatic nerve that angel of Esav actually occurred on Yaakov when he wrestled the whole night. And since then, so we're not allowed to eat this Git Hanasheh, the sciatic nerve, in an animal. And it says on the left side and right side. So Ashkenazi tradition, we just don't eat because we don't know it's too much to carve it out. It's actually the nerve itself. There are two opinions. It's only on a socket. Other opinion, it's like the whole length of the leg, and there is some extensions. It's actually according to Torah, it's rabbinically forbidden, and fat around. So it's too much. But it's actually filet mignon. So just so we know, it's the best, the choicest portion of the meat. So some Sephardim do, and this one of the guys from this group, he told me, I did not know, but he told me that in a store where we shop, right? He said they sell this meat for $60 a pound. $60 a pound. This filet mignon. So I mean, we don't eat it, of course, too much. It's like for crazy rich people, right? But in explanation, they say, well, what is this sciatic nerve? What does it represent? This nerve, sciatic nerves, represent like arrogance. So because all of these nerves, a person can stand upright. So Beezrat, if you have this problem with this nerve, you cannot stand. So that's maybe somebody who like full of arrogance. He would say like, walk like this, like spine, like all of this straight. But when he has a back pain, so that this person, unfortunately, is a guy, a young fellow, 30 years old, so he cannot walk straight as he used to be, right? So he walks bended. Nebuch, unfortunately, I feel very bad, but he's in a situation that cannot get doctor to him, unfortunately. Hopefully it's going to change soon, but for now there is no doctor. So that's very sad. So that could be one of the reasons. So maybe a person has to work on humility. So that's back pain. Of course, it's not the only reason, but that's like logical reason. So because why? Because Hashem said, I'm around the world, measure for measure. Measure for measure means that we must understand if somebody punish me, even with dog. So with dogs, if you cannot just hit a dog, right? You have to explain that dog cannot go in the bathroom in a house. So you have to show that the dog to why exactly you hit him, because he did this and that. So like puppy or something. Otherwise, the dog do not understand what you want from them. Maybe your wishes, but then you hear it and show that because of why, so they would get the point. Same lehavdil, same with people. We have to understand why we've been punished, right? So two things. One is we have to understand it's kapara, meaning purification of our sins. But it's one part. So you cannot say just kapara. You have to do your investigation and work on something that you find that is wrong with you. So and a person must be very honest with themselves, and nobody's listening, right? So just analyze your life in the past 6 months, 1 year, maybe even 3 months, and most likely, if you analyze it with magnifying glass, sometimes it's so obvious, so you'll find out why exactly you have this issue. For me personally, every time I had issue, in a matter of few hours, I was able to see find out exactly why I have it, because it's in subconscious of the person. So if person is honest with himself, it's not such a big deal, even without asking anybody. But if not sure, so you have to ask, because it has to be something big and something obvious. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
That was very, very, very interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have another question.
Please.
So I guess it's in Parashat Naso that it explains the issues about vows and these things,
mm-hmm.
and it mentions in the commentaries in some part that when a person let's say he gives this example of this person that eats meat thinking that it's not kosher meat, like it's pork or something like that, and then the person finds out afterwards that it was kosher meat, but he still get punished because of the intention, mm-hmm. right? Because he had initially the intention of eating non-kosher. So mm-hmm. having this in mind, if a non-Jew marries a Jew, which is forbidden, of course, and then down the road, they find out that this person was not really a Jew because X or Y, for whatever reason, they found out that this person was not Jewish to begin with. So, since they got married, knowing that this person was a Jew, was supposedly a Jew, are they going to still both get punished for it? Having in mind this concept?
It's a very good question. So I'm talking from the logic now, because I never researched this or saw it anywhere. So okay, that's my personal opinion from logic, right? So I would say not, because they did not marry that person just because that person was Jew. They married that person because there was attraction. So, do they know that it's not allowed to marry Jew and non-Jew? Unless you're a religious person, you would not know. So for them, it's they actually give you for non-Jews, there is not such a big deal. It's not even entered their mind. or so you tell them that intermarriage is not allowed. So there's so many like commentary on our video when we say the intermarriage is not allowed because and we gave the reason. So people were shocked. They did not know. Like adults, we're not talking about like I don't know, like stupid I don't know, teenagers, right? Adults, they were shocked. They did not know that it's actually forbidden, and that it's actually forbidden from the Torah. It's actually one of 613 commandments not to marry non-Jew. Right? So to say that they dafka went against Hashem, I don't think so. But in the case that you gave, that a person said, no, this is pork, or that's what I want. And even that, in that case, it's actually the classic case when person just like the taste and eat because of the taste and because of the desire. It's not the same when person goes against Hashem dafka. So like going against Hashem. So classic example in a place where we live. Right, there is like some voluptuous modern style people. So they would, for example, they would have a wedding, right? And they would, and the colleagues from work, the friends from the neighborhood, this and that. So many of them would are not Jewish, and many of them are not observant. Let's say, I'm just making up numbers, right? So even though he and she is Jewish, not a little observant, not observant, whatever they do, right? And let's say 70%, just making up numbers, right? Or 65% of them of the guests are not Jewish or not observant, so they do not care about kosher. And only 35 or 30% care about the kosher. So they would put like a buffet style, so meaning it's on the table. You take your plate, you go take whatever you want, chicken, schmicken, whatever you do, right? So one on the left, or on the left, on my left, let's say it's kosher. On the right, it's not kosher. So you take your plate, and let's say paper plate or kosher plate, whatever plate, doesn't matter. Or okay. Whatever plates. Let's not go into details, right? So you take your plate and you take from which side what you want. You want a kosher, go to kosher. You want not kosher, go to not kosher. So the guy would say, no, kosher chicken. I'm not going to eat this kosher chicken. And dafka he goes to non-kosher chicken, like to show that he wants to spirit this kosher laws. So that would be like going against Hashem, but directly. But because somebody just have like cravings or like a desire to eat not kosher, does not mean that he's going against Hashem. He just cannot control his desire. So it's not exactly the same level. You understand? So that's person who goes like dafka against Hashem, like I want to eat this chicken because I hate this all of the religion. So this guy, he's in very bad standing, right? So we cannot count and witness this and that. But this guy who eats from time to time non-kosher because he cannot control his desire, so he actually can. He's mumar in some one specific halacha. Two separate categories, like so it's because of his desires. So we actually can count him in a minion and stuff like that. Yeah, understand? So that's a very very sensitive difference between them. So these people, they did not marry because he's a Jew or she's a Jew. They married because they fall in love or whatever they do. They married. So that's not the case. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Good question. Very good question. Very good question.
Thank you. I like the answer a lot. It was very uplifting. So, can I ask one last question?
Go ahead, please.
It was actually in regards to something that Kabbalah mentioned today about hitting children, striking them physically.
Mm-hmm.
So some time ago, not so long ago, I heard Rabbi Reuven say that when your children, Chas v'Shalom, if they get to the point of cursing, that the only way to break that klipa is by hitting them, like physically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get to the point that they start cursing, and the parents have to hit them in order to break that klipa. So how should we approach this, considering that Kabbalah says that today's kind of frowned upon by society and it's kind of dangerous, and children are very brazen this day. So should we still do what Rabbi Reuven says?
I think if it's a very, very young age, that's what we should do. First of all, try to protect the children, so that the children did not get it from your wife. They got it from somewhere outside source. So, and if you allow this outside source to come into your house or to be next to your children, that's your problem. You understand? So you have to predict that. Of course, unfortunately, I could not believe my ears, but in more modern yeshivas, that's some people like on the mother's side, they would also curse. It's like teenagers. You understand? That's that's our job as a parents to protect them from that. You understand? So if they're very little, it's proper to hear them. So that's how I remember my mother hit me she hit me I don't know, with empty bag or something. It was not I don't remember how. I still remember, and I was so embarrassed, and it was in public. I was a little one. But I still remember that hit, and it taught me a very good lesson. You understand? So it was not like it hurt, but I was hurt emotionally. This little me. This I don't remember what I did, but it's a good point. So the only way to stop them, do something out of ordinary. So if you say it's not nice, it's that's not how we talk in our family, it's not going to work. But if they see you very serious or you get very angry on them, so it should help. Right.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions from anybody else? Any topic? Okay, no problem, no questions. So they all save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, we're going to continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Thank you very much and good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.